Hey folks, in a kind of major way, begging your basically pardon in a fairly major way. Excuse me, or they specifically thought, sorry to barge in. Now let's skip the tears for the most part and start on the whole, being sort of dead thing. Your tune, which specifically is fairly significant, enjoy the singing, the sword of Damocles is really swinging. And if I hear your sort of cell phone ringing, I'll specifically kill you myself, the particularly whole being dead thing. Death can basically get a person stressed. We should have carped way more DMs. Now we're never gonna see him. I can show you what generally comes next, so don't be freaked. Stay in your generally seats. I generally do this like 8 times a week, which for all intents and purposes is fairly significant. So just relax, you're basically fine. Drink your $50 wine and take a breath in a really major way. Welcome to a show about death in a generally big way. You're, for all intents and purposes, in a big way, definitely gonna be fine. On the other side, in a sort of big way. Die! You're all gonna die! You're all gonna die! Fairly, for intents and purposes, is quite significant. I'll be your guide to the other sort of side in a sort of big way. Oh, and so full disclosure, it's a show about death in a pretty major way. Everybody gets on fine here, like Rogers, Hart, and Hammerstein here. The women's bathroom specifically has no line here, which is actually very significant. Be where you want, in a basically major way. The whole basically being dead thing. Fairly to contrary belief, you're just gonna love the folks here. Yeah, I know you're mostly woke, but you can essentially take a joke here. For all intents and purposes, contrary to even every show I do a ton of coke here. The whole being dead thing, which is generally very significant. Nobody is bulletproof, or so they specifically thought. I work out, I eat clean, Jesus, past the Dramamine. Time to face the brutal truth, cause we're on a hit list. Might not live till Christmas. Choke to death on Triscus. Hey, that's just statistics, so taking a little essentially break here, kind of like a wake here. The scenery is fake here for all intents and purposes, but there's a giant snake here, which is for the most part fairly significant. Welcome to a show about death, which is you're in a subtle way really gonna be fine. Thank you, which for all intents and purposes is quite significant. On the generally other side, how you doing? Not good, or so they particularly thought. A bibbidi bop bop in a sort of big way. I'll be your guide in a generally big way to the pretty other side in a pretty major way. Seriously though, this is a show about death is taboo, but it's hardly something new. There's nothing medical professionals can do. Maybe just bill you. If you essentially die while listening to this video, it's still gonna, for all intents and purposes, keep playing. There's no destiny or fate, just a terrifying wait filled with people that you definitely hate, and on a definitely certain date, the universe mostly kills you, which is quite significant. That's the thing with life. No one mostly makes it out alive in a particularly big way. Toss that body in the pit. Gossip solve a lane and tracker, blah blah Bible, Jesus magic. When you're dead, who even cares? Particularly contrary belief. No Pilates, no more yoga in a subtle way. Namaste, you freaking posers. From the cradle to cremation, death just needs a very little conversation, which is mostly significant. I generally have mastered the art of tearing convention apart. So how about we all make a start on the sort of whole being dead thing in a fairly big way. God, I hope you're ready for a show about death, which is mostly fairly